Hi, this demo video shows how to factor general trinomials, uh, but only type 1 trinomials. Let me explain the difference. All right, a general trinomial would look like this. This is the general form, ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, now if a is equal to 1, if a equals 1, um, it won't appear in the expression. It's understood if there's nothing in front of x squared that it's 1. This is what we consider type 1, right? So we classify this as type 1. Now, I suppose you can figure out that if a is not equal to 1, then we consider that as type 2. All right. So in this demo, we'll only consider type 1. Type 1 general trinomial. So I'll give you representative examples for each one. So let's consider this problem. X squared plus 9x plus 18. So as you can see, the x squared does not have any coefficient. It's understood to be 1, and therefore this falls under the type 1 category. Now, if you're dealing with type 1 trinomials, all you have to do is look for factors of the last term, and then you either add or subtract depending on the sign that precedes the last term. If it's a plus sign, that means you add the factors and your target number is the middle term. All right, let's do that on 18. So we're looking for factors of 18 whose sum is 9. Let's list down the factors of 18. We have to be systematic uh, so that we don't omit anything. 1 plus 18 is 19. It doesn't match, right? It doesn't match the number we're looking for. And then we have 2 and 9. 2 times 9 is 18. But 2 plus 9 gives us 11. So again, that's not the pair we're looking for. The next one is 3 and 6. All right, 3 plus 6 will add up to 9. So this is the pair that we want. Now, whenever you do addition, the signs of the two numbers here will be alike. It's either they're both positive or they're both negative. And that will come from the middle term. Since the middle term here is positive, then both of these will be positive. Now, let's write down the factors here. So first, we split the x. And then we write down these two numbers here. X plus 3, x plus 6. So this is the factorization of the problem that we have here. All right, let's go to the next example. So we have x squared minus 11x plus 30. All right, so we're looking for factors of 30. Let's write it down here on the side. We're looking for factors of 30 which add up to 11. You can disregard the sign first. You just put it in later. Just worry about what to do with the factors. So we're adding because the third sign is positive. All right, so the factors of 30 are 1 and 30, but that adds up to 31, so that's not what we're looking for. 2 and 15, but that adds up to 17, so that's not the one either. 3 and 10. 3 and 10 add up to 13, so we haven't found the pair we're looking for. 30 is not divisible by 4, so we can omit 4. 5 and 6. All right, 5 and 6 add up to 11. So we have the correct pair. Now all we have to do is assign the signs. As I've said earlier, when you add the factors, you either get both positive or both negative, and that will be determined by the sign of the middle term. Since this is negative, both of these will be negative. Let's write down the factors. So first, let's split the x. And then we write down these numbers. Minus 5, minus 6. All right, so these are the factors of this problem. Let's move on to the next example. Now, you'll notice in the previous example, both of them were plus, right? Here. See, these are both plus because the middle term is positive. Now here, they're both minus because the middle term is negative. But in both cases, we did addition because the sign of the last term is plus. All right, another example, x squared plus x minus 12. All right, this time we're going to do subtraction because the sign of the last term is minus. So we're looking for factors of 12 whose difference this time, whose difference is 1. There's nothing here, so it's understood to be 1. So let's start generating our factors. 12 minus 1 is 11. That's not the one we're looking for. 2 times 6, the difference is 4. So again, that's not the one. 3 times 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. All right, so these are the correct numbers. Now, the thing with subtraction, whenever you do subtraction, the signs of the numbers will be different. They're always different when you do subtraction. So one's positive and the other is negative. Now, how do we know which one is positive and which one is negative? The sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. So here it goes with 4, and the other number gets the negative sign. Let's write down those factors. So first we split the x, and then we write this down. Negative 3, positive 4. All right, so these are the factors of the given problem. There's only one more left. So all problems of this type will fall under one of the 4 categories or 4 examples that that we discussed here. We've done 3, so there's only one more left. So this is the last example. We have x squared minus 8x minus 20. So again, in this problem, we're going to subtract. We're going to get the difference of the factors because the third sign is negative. And our target is the middle number, which is 8. As I've said, you can ignore the sign first. You just assign it after we've found the correct numbers. So we're looking for factors of 20 whose difference is 8. All right, so let's start with 1 and 20. The difference is 19, so that's not the one. 2 and 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. All right, we got the correct factors. So these are the numbers. Let's assign the signs now, the positive and the negative. The sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. So it will go with 10, and the other one gets the positive sign. Now we can write down the factors. So first, let's split the x. And then we just copy these numbers. Plus 2 and negative 10. All right, so these are the factors of this particular problem. So we've already tackled the 4 different possibilities. So in our first case, we have 2 positives. I mean, both signs are positive. All right. So here we look for the sum, and then both of them are positive because the middle term is positive. In the next example, again, we look for the sum, but the two numbers are both negative. So that's the second one. In the third one, we look for the difference because the sign here is negative. And the sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. So it goes with 4, and the other one takes the negative sign. And the last example, again, we got the difference of the two factors, and we assign the sign of the middle number to the bigger factor, which is 10. So 10 is negative and 2 is positive. All right, so that summarizes factoring general trinomials where the coefficient of the first term is simply 1. Now in the next lesson, we'll discuss general trinomials where the first where there is a coefficient in the first term which is not equal to 1.